With the offseason among us after the finals, I've decided to go over some potential trades and moves that I want to see happen. There are always unexpected moves and trades that happen over the summer that drastically change the landscape of the NBA. Last year, Porzingis got traded to the Celtics out of nowhere. New championship-level teams could form from here to the start of the season, and the outlook of the next season can drastically change starting now. With the first trade already done, it looks like we're entering trade season, so I'm here to share some of the moves that I want to see. But before we get started, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. The Orlando Magic have surpassed expectations and have arrived earlier than previously thought. After claiming the 4th seed and taking the Cavs to 7 games, the Magic are ahead of schedule in the rebuild. Looking to improve on this season, a major move could put them in the top tier of the Eastern Conference, making on internal development and progression along with a trade the Magic can continue to grow. During the playoffs, it was very clear that the Magic need more offensive firepower in order to compete in the East. They need a playmaker and someone that can run the offense for the team. As good as Paulo is, he can't create for everyone, as it needs to come from the perimeter. With ties to signing Klay Thompson as a shooter to help with the spacing, there is another guard that the Magic can trade for. That is Anthony Simons. The trade would be Markelle Fultz at the 18th overall pick for Anthony Simons. The Magic part with Fultz as he isn't contributing that much to the Magic, and their first round pick they probably would have used on a guard anyways. The Blazers with this trade now have 3 first-round picks heading to the draft as they continue this rebuild. They are able to free more minutes for the development of Scoot Henderson and Shaedon Sharpe, as there was a big logjam trying to play 3 good young guards at the same time. They get Fultz, who can be a solid bench player for this team and a potential asset in the future. The Blazers fully commit to the young backcourt of Scoot and Sharpe, and so they continue their rebuild, with the potential of moving on from Brogdon and Grant that continue to stock up their draft picks for the future. The Magic finally get their playmaker in the backcourt, as Simons averaged 22.6 points and 5.6 assists last year. He is also a decent shooter, and he is a seamless fit for this Orlando Magic team as well. He can help feed Paulo and Wagner when needed, and can generate offense during low points in games. He also fits our timeline as he's only 25. I believe he has all-star potential, and he can unlock it in Orlando with a better team around him. Defensively, he is pretty poor, however, being surrounded by good defenders in Orlando and being paired with Jalen Suggs, he will be fine. This would be a great win-win trade for both teams. With the Atlanta Hawks getting the first overall pick, the team may be entering a brand new era. Do they trade away their first pick and help build around Trae Young and Murray to hopefully contend for a championship, or do they do the opposite and blow it up and build around their number 1 pick? Well, today I'm going to make that decision for them. I'm sending Trae Young to the Spurs for Keldon Johnson, Zach Collins, Devontae Graham, the 4th pick in the NBA draft, and the Spurs first round pick next year. With this trade, the Spurs get their perfect co-star for Wemby, and the Hawks are able to reset with the 4th pick and Keldon Johnson. For the Hawks, they can commit to their full rebuild and they are set for success. Similar to the AD trade, they get their 1st and 4th pick in this draft class, giving them 2 franchise cornerstones to build around alongside Jalen Johnson. They are also able to trade DeJounte Murray for more future assets. Similar to the Trailblazers, they hand the keys over to Jalen Johnson in their first 2 picks and commit to a rebuild for a brand new era of Hawks basketball. They would have a decent young core with Keldon Johnson, Jalen Johnson, Alex Sarr, and Stephen Castle, for example. With Trae Young out of the way, they can blow it up for the rest of the roster and hope for the best. As much as it hurts for Trae Young to go, the writing has been on the wall for some time for Trae Young to leave this team. The Spurs get their perfect co-star for Wemby. Trae Young and Wemby is a perfect pairing on offense for the Spurs. Trae is one of the best playmakers and true point guards in the league. Last year it was clear that the Spurs needed a true point guard to help run the offense and feed Wemby, as his teammates often missed him wide open in the paint. They become a top 5 duo in the league and one of the best pairs heading into the future. With this trade, they are able to keep their 8th pick and Devin Vassell, 2 pieces who could be very good around Wemby and Trae Young. Trae is also very capable of being a number 1 option for a team, giving Wemby more room to grow until he is able to become the best player in the league. With this trade, the Spurs get scarier for next season and in the future. The Thunder have just made a trade to get Caruso on their team. Getting one of the best perimeter defenders to add onto their already stacked defense is great. They filled a hole in the roster and it works well for them. However, there is still a hole at their backup big man position, keeping them from being true title contenders. They need more size and another good defender behind Chet in this rotation. So I'm sending Aaron Wiggins, Ousmane Deng, their 2025 first round pick, and Denver's 2027 first round pick to Milwaukee for Brook Lopez. The Bucks are able to get younger and more athletic with 2 good young pieces, 2 wings who can fit in well and give the Bucks, who have a cloudy future, a better outlook. They also get 2 other first round picks to help recover from the Damian Lillard trade and their picks they lost. If the Bucks decide to blow it up after the season, they are able to flip the oldest player on the roster for 2 young players and 2 firsts early. Although they aren't exactly contributors right away, they are able to get younger and at least give Giannis some hope in the future. The Thunder get one of the best backup big men in the NBA. Brook Lopez is a great rim protector and brings all the size the Thunder needs off the bench. He is also a good 3-point shooter, giving them good spacing. Having to fork up 2 pieces with potential is hard, however they weren't really in the rotation anyways. Lopez is able to fit seamlessly and contribute right away on both sides of the ball. Going from Chet's rim protection to Lopez's rim protection back to back is a crazy combo. Putting them in the same lineup at the same time would also be beneficial as Lopez can stretch the floor. Lopez would be such a great piece for the Thunder, and I believe they should target him. The Rockets made their mark at the end of the season to being a team to look out for the future. With the ascension of Alfred Sengun and Jalen Green, the Rockets look to be going up. They have such a great collection of young talent and picks that the future is looking really bright. However, there is a trade that they can make that could make them even scarier heading into next season. This trade not only helps them now, but in the future. So I'm sending Fred VanVleet, Tari Eason, and 2 first-round picks to the Cavs for Darius Garland. The Cavs, wanting to depart with Darius Garland, get a good point guard back if they still want to compete alongside a good young player in Tari Eason. The future draft picks also helps them if they want to rebuild. Fred VanVleet comes with championship experience for this team that is young and lacks experience. With Garland not really fitting well with the team and with Donovan Mitchell, VanVleet can fit very well alongside him. He's a good shooter and brings some of that playmaking that Garland brought. With this move, the Cavs get off Garland, who wasn't fitting correctly, and are able to get a point guard that can fit and help them compete alongside a piece for the future. Similar to the Simons trade, Darius Garland can be the primary playmaker for all the young talent on the Rockets. He can run the offense and is a great shooter as well. He has that type of playmaking from the guard position the Rockets need. He's also not a good defender, however, he is hidden by Dillon Brooks, Amen Thompson, and Udoka's defensive scheme. Darius Garland can reach his all-star potential once again, being the main ball handler in Houston. With this move, the Rockets immediately get better and get scarier in the future. He helps organize all the young talent the Rockets have on the court by controlling the game and setting up his teammates for good looks. These are some of my trades that I think would work well and I personally want to see. Leave a comment down below to give your thoughts and make sure to leave a like and subscribe.